Kemi Badenoch and South Africans. So guys, you remember I did a video where I talked about Kemi Badenoch, and right now they've asked Kemi Badenoch to apologize to Nigerian government and apologize to Nigerians for saying unkind things about a country that she's biologically from. Now, a lot of people have seen it that Kemi is being inferior for her to be choosing another country over her own country. And then a South African came to my comment section to tell me that, Kemi and Davido do not want to have anything to do with Nigeria, and when South Africans say the same, Nigerians will begin to complain. Let me explain something you people don't know. That's not even an explanation, but let me let you know what you don't know. Kemi Badenoch is talking about that they couldn't protect them over something when she was small. The government did something. She wasn't talking about Nigerians as a people. She was talking about the government, her grievances with the government, and whatever the injustice they did to her father while growing up. That's a different thing. And you cannot tell me that UK is perfect. My neighbor's husband was, robbed in London. My neighbor's husband, just like 2 weeks or 3 weeks ago, my neighbor's husband was robbed in London. What happened? He went to fix his car, because you know that in London, you don't just bring your car to the, you don't go to the mechanic just like we do in Nigeria, where you could just call your mechanic and drive in. You book appointment to meet your mechanic, and they fix an appointment date for you where you bring your car. Now, while he was there and they was looking into the car to see what the problem was, the next thing, this man stepped aside to take a call, and then somebody came on a bike in London, and took his phone, snatched his phone away. This is London we are talking about, not Nigeria. So will you now say the London is bad, or will you say the British people are bad? Because the moment something happens in Nigeria, you guys will all use, let me borrow the words of Arise TV, you use the same brush to paint the whole people in Nigeria. If Kemi Badenoch has said that she doesn't want to be part of Nigeria, it's fine. That's okay for her. It's up to her. And then if she doesn't want to have anything to do with Nigeria, she should not be speaking about the country. And if the country said, because Abikeda said, when she reached out to Kemi Badenoch, Kemi, whether snubbed her or what, I can't even remember in the terms she used and all of that. But the truth is that you cannot speak about your country in the manner she did, because the first statement she did was talking about the government, but subsequently she began to sound like her parents only. And the funny thing is that the British who were on a comment section of the first video I made, they said that Kemi was not originally, the parents were not originally living in London or were living in the UK. The mother was pregnant, which means she went on maternity vacation. She was pregnant and brought Kemi Badenoch to UK and gave birth to her. And after giving birth to her, she took her back to Nigeria, just like every other woman goes to the US goes to the US to give birth, or UK. Right now, Kemi Badenoch she was born before they removed they passed the legislation that says that once a child is born in the UK, automatically becomes a citizen. They changed it, I think, about 1983 or thereabout. They changed it. Kemi was born before that time, so she benefited from that. You understand? So why people are wondering, Kemi, even if you don't like your people, or you don't like the people who did something to your parents growing up, you say, yeah, because they made you to read with candle. Other people have experiences that they were growing up. Just recently, Tiwa Savage was robbed in London. Just recently, one other Nigerian content creator was in London. She was asking for address. Somebody came and whisked her hair, her human hair, and gave her bruises on her front hair. All these things are happening, but those things don't happen in Nigeria. Like in Abuja now, you walk, where do you see somebody coming to collect your phone or remove, as in like in a place where it's very, very, we're not talking about the trenches, we're talking about the main city. So you cannot say that because you are not happy with your country, you would now now South Africans are trying to now support her. You know one thing, South Africans are like bad, if how will I put it, a broken ex, like, how will I explain it, a bitter ex. You know why? Because you are all everywhere looking at what is going on with Nigeria, And that is why you are on about everything going wrong in Nigeria. You have forgotten to live your own lives as South Africans. You have forgotten to pass mathematics. There was global mathematics. A 15-year-old child still beat all the South Africans that came with the grandpapa they brought and grandmamas that should come and represent. And they were older than the girl because they brought them thinking they were going to beat other people. They won. You are still there, brooding over Nigeria and trying to look for faults in Nigeria. Mr. International, Nigerians won. They were top 3 and they came winner. They were not second, they were not runner up, because when you were busy drolling, they are second runner up and all that. So Kemi Badenoch saying that, Nigeria. See, for one, you people know me. If you have been following my videos, you know one thing. I do not support our government over a citizen. No. I am for the people. I stand for the people. I don't stand for my government. I don't stand. Listen to me. I can never. If you keep Kemi here and keep our government here and tell me to pick one person, I'll pick Kemi. But what I'm saying in essence is Kemi Badenoch was supposed to tell her truth, not trying to paint her country in a certain way. That's my point. She can tell her truth anywhere she wants to. She can even call for a press conference and tell her truth. But making it look like the country is bad in itself, that's where my own question is. And then South Africans, every just like all these people that follow in every wind of doctrine, that's what they do. They have issue ears. So they selective hearing they have is what is causing them problem. They talked about Davido. They're talking about Davido. Davido said, is it Nigerians and Nigeria that makes the living situation in Nigeria to become the way it is? It's the government. And he talked about government policies. So if you are having selective hearing, maybe you see a caption, Davido doesn't want to have anything to do with Nigerians. Davido lives in Nigeria. He lives in Nigeria. His parents live in Nigeria. Davido only kept his family outside the country because they are just still little, and because of what happened to him and his family, he's trying to be careful. Like, these things can happen anywhere. Just recently, a Nigerian child was unalived in a care home, like because the mother was going through a lot, taking care of her little brother who had a heart surgery. They kept this baby in, let's say, like in a social home, because social workers. They kept the child there. Do you know that this child drowned? In the bucket of water they kept there, the child strayed and went to the backyard of that place and drowned. A Nigerian baby. So these things that happen to children when child minors don't do their job, it doesn't matter where you are, whether you are in Nigeria, you're outside the country, it can happen. All we need to do is to thank God for life and also ensure that whatever we are doing, we put God in it. So don't make it look like if you read with candle and so, if you read with candle, your children will definitely not read with candle, because that was what was obtainable there. Your mother only took you, like now the Brits are telling her that your mother only brought you here. And when legislation changed the laws, they stopped it, I think about 1983, and then you were already born. So those things you are now benefiting. So the thing is, the way you're making it look is like you are trying to buy the Brits, how will I put it? You are trying to buy their empathy so that when you want to become prime minister, they will make you prime minister. And some of them are telling you that they say, Kemi Badenoch, if you like, you married Brit, your children are Brits, whatever. If you disrespect your own country, what they are saying to you is that the day UK will do something to you, you also disrespect them. Because if you betray your brother, if you sell your brother, your buyer will never trust you. If you sell your brother, if you sell your sister, if you sell somebody you are very close to who gave you life, do you understand? The buyer will never trust you. So now your parents are Nigerian and you are talking tonight, the way you are, your words, like you've made the first statement, you should have just kept quiet. But you are on about different things. And people are saying, Kemi Badenoch, apologize to Nigeria. That is what everybody is calling for. Most people who are not in sync with what you are doing are saying. And we are not forcing you to be Nigeria. If you want to, please deny, because you are now enjoying dual citizenship. Please deny and stay there. Let us not, this slavery mentality, a lot of people, it hasn't left them. There is no country that has perfect people. There is no country in the world that has perfect people. So when you want to talk about Nigeria, and then you are talking about you are a Yoruba woman, not a Boko Haram person, that is another way of saying that you are bringing. See, you people talk about racism, but you are doing the exact opposite of what you criticize. So whatever you see, now you sir.